guys? Welcome back to Whiskey Website Wednesdays. This is episode 71. My name is Mira. I am the social media manager at Outside the Box. This is Gauche. Today we are drinking the Glenlivet 15 French Oak Reserve, and we are going to be talking about Facebook's data breach, which is a huge hot topic right now. There's a lot more information coming out that has come out today, so we want to give you an update on our thoughts and what's going on. Should you delete Facebook? Should you keep it? We'll discuss it while we drink whiskey. So I'm going to pour while Gauche gives you the notes on this whiskey. Mm-hmm. It's a Glenlivet 15.
Mm-hmm. So I'll be brief about it. As you can see, it's a very deep and intense gold/amber. It's actually very nice. I like the color of this. I don't know what it is. It's very appealing. On the nose, it's creamy, rich, buttery. I found that maybe depending on what if I dropped a little ice in it, I thought I got some vanilla hints last time, and some caramel, but I'm not sure. Palate, fruit, and nut. And finish, lingering sweet almond and spice. I'd say the almond is actually, you can actually taste it. I think there were other flavors that I tasted last time, but again, I can't remember. It was a long night. And yes. So, have you tried this one before?
I'm not sure. I've tried the Glenlivet 12. I think that's a standard that everyone's tried. Yeah. Glenlivet, was it Founder's Reserve?
Founder's Reserve we did in an early episode.
Yeah, I'm really not sure if I've had this, but it smells really creamy.
Something else I can't pick up.
Man, I should have done last week's episode. I missed out last week.
Yeah, you did.
I was too swamped last week though. No, it smells really good. I'm excited. Cheers. There's a noticeable difference between this one and the 12 though.
Yeah. The flavor profile is different too.
Ooh.
This does have a bite at the end though.
Yeah, but it's much smooth.
Yeah, it's much smooth. It's very much smooth. Yeah, it's not like the ones that linger, but you don't like how it's lingering. Mm-hmm. This one doesn't have it. But I notice my mouth waters every time I have this. I don't know what it is in it. My salivary glands are like this after this.
You can drink this neat, no problem. Yeah, I don't need ice.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely a neat drink. And welcome back from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles was a good time. If you guys are ever in Los Angeles, go to King Taco because their tacos are phenomenal. I also ate at Wolfgang Puck's restaurant and tried this really nice Japanese whiskey. Are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Do you see what I have to deal with?
Sorry guys, I got distracted by a notification. It was from one of our clients, and I shouldn't have my laptop here, but I was reading some stuff off of it, and we're going to talk about the articles that we're going to talk about, but I just wanted to share, it was one of our clients that we're actually helping and sponsoring. They are called Realities in Medicine. It's a conference for medical professionals. It's actually pretty dope. Yeah, we're sponsoring. I just wanted to throw that in there. I just got an email from them, so I had to do it.
Is there an outlet out here? Because you're all about these plugs, huh?
That was a lame joke, but I'll take it.
Let's talk about Facebook's data breach. If you don't know about it, about 50 million Facebook profiles had their data breached. It was basically Cambridge Analytica. It's a data firm. They also dealt with Donald Trump's 2016 election campaign.
So I can give you guys just a brief summary, and then she can go into what is really bad with this. 17th, on March 17th, the London Observer and the New York Times reported that basically Cambridge Analytica had acquired millions, basically about 50 million Facebook users' personal information. They built software that can target, in this case, target potential swing voters in the political campaigns, including U.S. President Trump's 2016 election, which was crazy. We already were hearing about how Facebook was being used to affect the campaign, and now we're starting to see that it actually was. Mm-hmm. The newspapers broke the story, and then there's a whistleblower, his name Christopher Wiley, that jumped in on it. He's actually a co-founder of Cambridge Analytica that kind of spilled the beans as well. They basically, what his quote was that I wanted to go to before she gets into whatever was, we exploited Facebook to harvest millions of people's profile and built models to exploit what we knew about them and target their inner demons. Now, if that was the basis the entire company was built on. If that's not ominous, then I don't know what is. Yeah. Basically, about 270,000 people had agreed to share their have their data collected and used for academic research by a Cambridge University researcher. but that 270,000 turned out to 50 million because they were able to use the personal data through each one of them and their contacts, and they basically got up to like 50 million.
So this information stemmed as of March 17th, and now today is March 28th. So as of today, well, let's talk about what Zuckerberg has done. Mark Zuckerberg, this CEO. Initially was nowhere to be found. There was an emergency meeting last Tuesday, and him and the COO, Sheryl Sandberg, nowhere to be found, so their lawyers were dealing with everything. Since this data breach has occurred, Facebook has lost over 100 million in stock market value. So it's
at one point they had actually gone to somewhere close to like losing $60 billion. But go on.
I said 100 billion, right?
You said 100 billion?
Yeah,
oh, okay,
I said 100
cool. I thought you said 100 million.
No, first it was...
They got to like 60 billion at a point.
No, sorry, I meant to say 100 billion. If I didn't say that, it's 100 billion. Initially it was 50 billion as of last week, and as of today it was about 100 billion.
Wow.
So crazy if you own Facebook. I mean, I'm not going to be your financial advisor, but that's all I'll say. So what Zuckerberg has done since this data breach, he's repeatedly apologized. Now that he's to be found, they have talked about implementing stricter privacy policies and making it easier for you to control your privacy better. So if you go into Facebook's privacy settings, I guess as of now, it's so hard to control your Facebook. You have to go to 20 different tabs.
And they make it like that on purpose.
Exactly. So what they're doing is it's a privacy control center. That's what they're calling it. Privacy shortcuts. That's what they're calling it. So you can access all of your privacy, whether it's a desktop or mobile, through this one place and be able to access it better.
Well, I mean, I think what happened was, especially because Facebook is what it is and connects people kind of just like, like what mobile apps were doing and what other websites were doing was asking for permission, and they would just grant it without really thinking about
those third-party apps, right?
Yeah, and so there's that on top of the fact that, I mean, Facebook, you were putting your whole life on Facebook, and people weren't stopping to think, hey, like, should I read what is actually a part of the user agreement, or what's a part of the thing? And of course, Facebook made it hard because this was valuable data for them. Let's be honest, this kind of data,
it's everything.
People pay for this shit. Like our marketing companies, digital marketing agencies, political campaigns, people on right or left wing political views. Like, people, it's influence. If you know a person, if you can make a profile out of a person, now you can influence them, right? And which is exactly what they did. So it was as bad as this sounds for Facebook. I'm sure in their eyes, they thought it was in their best interest to make it thing. Now I'm pretty sure they were well aware if they got found, then they were in for a load of trouble. But they knew it wasn't going to happen for a while, and it took some time. But people, you have to realize what you're kind of giving up at. These days, some people put up the type of posts that you don't want to put up, and we may not get the time to go through it today, but it's not just Facebook. Google literally has everything on it.
Yeah, so I'll cover that in what I'm going to talk about as well. But Facebook, so when you connect to Wi-Fi or whatever, or you're somewhere traveling or whatever, and they say connect to Wi-Fi, you can connect through Facebook. So through that connection, you're giving that third party access to whatever you're browsing at that time, etc. So regardless if you're using Facebook from one mobile device or your computer or whatever, Facebook tracks everything from the time you logged in to what your IP address is to your location to everything. Now, we're not trying to scare you and saying delete your Facebook right now, because at this point they have this information. But what you can do going forward is control your privacy settings and control what you share. So the first thing that you can do is actually download all of the data that Facebook has. All you have to do is just Google it, and you can download. So one person downloaded it, and it was about 400,000 Word documents of stuff that they had. Yeah. So it is a lot of data.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, depending on how long you've had Facebook for. Like, I've had it since inception, so 2008 pretty much is actually when I had it.
2000. Actually, while we were at Mac is when it came out, right?
I actually got it. I'm younger than you, so I got it in high school.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we had to use our McMaster our university logins, right?
Yeah. So I got it in 2008. So that's a lot. That's 10 years worth of data that they have on me. They store everything from your stickers, those stickers that you share, to your login information. Every time you log into Facebook, where you logged in from, what time, what device. They can access your webcam and microphone at any time.
That's why I usually have it covered. It came off, but I got creeped out. I got creeped out after the whole...
Snowden?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched that Snowden movie, or you don't know anything about the Snowden, everything that happened to James Snowden, you definitely need to check it out. Facebook can also track where you are, what applications you've installed, when and what you use them for, access your contacts, emails, calendar, call history, messages you send and receive, files you download, games you play, photos and videos, music, search history, browsing history, and even if you're listening to the radio, what you listen to. So
actually, what's even creepier is say you're a person that does weird status updates, or you just do status updates, or maybe you're just saying, hey, I'm feeling happy today, or hey, does anyone know any good PR people? If you start typing and delete it, what you started typing is it's actually already saved on Facebook. You don't actually have to post it.
Yep.
You start typing on Facebook, and then you're pardon my language, go fuck yourself, world, and then you're just kidding. Click. No. That's already saved with Facebook, because they now know what your mood is like, what you wanted to say, took off, what you were thinking, blah blah blah. It goes into your profile.
And each app is different as well. So, consider Twitter. Consider what you post on Instagram and then you delete. Facebook owns Instagram, so anything that you share.
Hence those goddamn algorithms, JJ.
Yeah, hence whatever you share on Instagram. WhatsApp, for example. I don't know the intricacies of WhatsApp as well. That Facebook owns that, right?
Yeah.
So
the WhatsApp can basically end people.
Yeah. So let's talk about what Facebook is trying to do. So what they're trying to do is make sure that you don't delete your account, because obviously they want you to stay using their app. So that's why they're implementing these privacy settings. Now, I wouldn't say delete your app. Or delete your account. They already have this information. Be more aware. This is a good thing, because it's a wake-up call for people. Be more aware of what you're sharing. Be more aware of how you are using the internet. Everyone is so quick to just be post, share my entire life story. Oh, you know what? I can delete it and it'll be gone forever. No, that's not the case. And if you are smarter about how you use these apps, it'll be better for you in the long run. I promise you that. But it does not mean you have to delete it. All you have to do is just be smarter about how you're using them. That's all it is. And if you just go through, first, what I would do is download that sheet that has all of your data on it.
Yeah.
What
Did
information
you have
shared?
instructions, or did you just Google it?
Just Google it.
Okay.
There's different ways you can get it, and then you can get it through Facebook itself.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of assess what you've shared, what you haven't shared, you are able to delete it as well, but it's still there. It's the internet. Stuff is always there. Your data is always there. So the other thing I would do is go through your privacy settings. Now, I haven't updated my privacy settings in a few months, I would say. So I'm definitely going to go back there and just reassess and see what my privacy settings are. I know it's hard to add me as a friend on Facebook, because I like it a little bit stricter. But yeah, definitely if you don't know where your privacy settings are, small icon in the top right hand corner, and you can just go through there. It's hopefully easier to find going forward.
Yeah.
You won't be able to delete data that has previously been authorized by you to third-party apps, because Facebook doesn't have
control over them. Right?
Exactly.
Because they might have all pulled and saved, right?
Exactly. So that data is gone. That data is elsewhere. You've authorized that third-party app, like say Spotify, for example, or SoundCloud, to use your Facebook app. Or your Facebook account and collect your profile, collect your bio, collect your data and stuff like that. You've authorized them already, so that information is gone. It seems scary, and it's very overwhelming, because they have a lot of your data, but it's a wake-up call not only for Facebook, but for how you use the internet in general. That's all I'll say, because I'm not going to tell you how to use the internet. That's up to your discretion, but it is a wake-up call. That's all it is. Let's also just talk about what Google knows.
Yeah, Google knows.
I found this out as I was just like researching all this.
I think I know with the thread that you read. There's a guy who posted on Twitter, and he just basically went through everything in his list. And he's being open about it, but he's just showing people how he got to it and the amount of files he got out of it.
Well, Google has so you have Gmail, you have your Google Calendar, you have Google Maps, you have all that stuff. So say all that's linked together.
You have this, and it's an Android.
Exactly. As soon as I turn on my car, and I should have my location settings turned off, but as soon as I turn on my car, Google Maps launches and says 18 minutes to get to wherever you need to go, and I'm like, it already knows what time I need to go to work at, and it already has a map ready to go. So it knows where you've been through the location tracking. So if you have that feature turned on, it knows where you've been, what time you've been there, etc. Everything you've searched and deleted. Even if you've deleted stuff, they know that you have searched it. So we're not going to get into Google searches.
Google.
Even if you delete your search history on one device, it may have saved on another device, so that's something that you have to be careful of.
You need to delete across the board on all devices if you're going to try to get rid of something, even
it creates an advertiser profile based on your demographics, so your location, your age, your weight, your gender, if you're whatever your ethnicity is, etc. So that's how it can target some ads towards you. It knows the apps and extensions that you use. So like I have like the Hootsuite extension and the Pinterest extension and all those stuff. It has all of that stuff based like when you use them, how you use them, etc. Your YouTube history, what events you've attended and when through your Google Calendar. It can know your workout routine and every email you sent. That's just like scraping the top of the bucket. There's so much information that Google has on you. This is a very eye-opening topic, and it's a very eye-opening experience for everyone, because a lot of people use the internet without caution, and that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
So those are my tips. If you guys have any questions about this, or you want to talk to me directly about this data breach, I'm researching a lot more into it right now, just because there's so much more information popping up. But I would love to discuss it with you guys if you have any other tips or anything, or any new information.
It's just, again, being mindful. Even if they didn't have access to this, just think about it this way. I mean, your future employer, your future husband or wife, your future something can look. These are all findable images. These are things about you that you're just throwing out there. Just make sure that it represents you well. Yeah. Every piece of information you put out there, make sure it represents you well. I mean, you go through my Twitter, you'll find me just cursing and yelling about sports, but it represents me well. I'm not putting obscene things or expletive other than my swear words. It's not really controversial. I'm going to go stab X player in the face. No.
But I used to use now I use it more cautiously, and I'm not saying that we're perfect because we share shit that's whatever. But
and sometimes I forget to turn on my locations. I used to be super strict about that. I had my locations off always, unless I was using GPS. I would have it off. Sometimes now I forget to, and then I hate when I get suggestions. Hey, so how did you like that restaurant? How did you know, Google? How, Sway?
I feel like the things that they're gonna see in my webcams are just me eating all the time. That's so sad. I eat in front of my computer, watching Netflix and eating.
I see a lot worse for me.
I know, just eating. That's me. But yeah, just be more cautious. That's all we're saying. If you need help with your privacy settings as well, I'm more than happy to help walk you through it. I'm more than happy. I'm helpy.
And if you need help tweeting your displeasure, I'm more than happy to help you with how to word your tweet to get the most amount of attention. I am great at screaming loud noises. Yeah, so I can help with that.
So, let us know your thoughts on this topic. Again, it's a very sensitive topic. It is your privacy and your personal information, so it is something that you need to be cautious about as well. So, verdicts on the whiskey, I really like it.
Yeah, I love it.
Love it.
Glenlivet. Thank you so much.
You can't go wrong with this. I actually, again, prefer this a little bit more than the 12.
Yeah, I can see that.
12 is like a great introductory whiskey, I would say.
It's a staple.
This is a little bit more expensive, obviously, but you get what you pay for. All right, guys. So for any of your marketing inquiries, be sure to email us at think@outsidethebox.com. Again, we would love to talk to you about this topic. This is Gaush at outsidethebox.com. I'm Mira, and we hope you guys have a productive day.